started to wonder, and I wondered, which led me to wonder. I had to wonder. I started to wonder. I couldn't help but 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 wonder.
Gamers! What the fuck is up? We're back again, like we usually are. And we have a new episode of City Girls Make Do for you to listen to. I'm your host, Stephanie, and I'm a little bitchy pine nut.
I'm your host, Alex, and I've got mental illness. In it, love.
And I'm Val Flightcub, and I'm Beyonce voice David Duchovny?
Yeah, we had a guest star in this one that I completely forgot about. And I forgot that he was in it like a week after because I watched the episode last week, and then I was like, oh right, David Duchovny was in this one.
Yeah, I was just looking at my notes and I was like, oh yeah, David Duchovny. Oh yeah, I remember this episode. Like, it's David Duchovny time, everyone.
It is.
His plot is he's got some problems, but I do like to see him. So, you know, it's fine. But otherwise, like, it's a good episode too. So we get some Stanford. We get there's a couple cameos in this one.
There are a couple cameos. There's a cameo. Someone go on cameo.com and give a celebrity $100 because there's cameos.
They spent $150 on this episode.
They did.
$50 for each cameo.
Someone asked a D-list celebrity to say some lines and paid them $100 for it.
Yep. Super funny. This is season 6, episode 10, Boy Interrupted. Do you get it? Because, like, girl interrupted, like, mental illness.
Yeah.
But boy.
Boy, because it's a boy who's mentally ill this time.
Right.
Although, I'm not going to backseat diagnose. I feel like Carrie has some stuff she should talk about. I feel like all of them do.
Absolutely. All of them should be in therapy.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah. Well, Miranda is in therapy, I think, but like,
That
but the rest of them, yeah.
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 So I guess
because she's that 90s, like, neurotic kind of has problems. Like, hers are very, like, of the time, I feel like. Whereas, like, Carrie's got some issues.
Yeah.
Carrie went to therapy there was one episode in, like, what was it, season 3 or something, or 2? I don't know, where Carrie went to therapy, like, twice. And then she stopped going because she started dating the guy in the waiting room, but then they broke up or something. So she just never went to therapy again.
Yeah. Instead of just telling their therapist, like, schedule them at different times.
Yeah. The normal thing to do.
No, yeah, just never show up again. It's fine.
Yeah.
God, okay. So, I guess we should start off, like, Carrie's meeting up with her high school boyfriend because he's in town, and it's David Duchovny.
David Duchovny.
Yeah, imagine, like, your high school boyfriend, you, like, don't see him for 20 years and you see him again and then it turns out it's just David fucking Duchovny.
Yeah.
Like,
she's like, oh, he got cute.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, he did.
She's like, I had good taste in high school.
Yeah. It's like, oh, he grew into a nice one. And, yeah, they're talking a bit and it seems to be going well. It's a pretty short scene.
They're like, they're like, hello, are you single or no? It's like, they're just right away.
How they introduce each other.
Yeah.
It's really good. And, like, she basically makes it sound like her plan was that if she met up with him and he turned out to be, like, ugly or, like, just bad, that she had other plans that she could go and do that. But she's like, oh, no, that was fake.
Yeah.
So let's sit down.
Yeah.
That's honestly a good strategy. Just, like, saying, like, I have somewhere I have to be in an hour. And then...
Yeah.
If it's bad, you're like...
Although, like...
Oh, I have to be there.
Admitting that it was fake.
Oh, yeah. That's another move.
Uh-huh. No, I'm like, oh, yeah. I've not used that before, but, like, I've made up fake plans just in case I want to get out of something. Like, stuff that can be easily rescheduled, but still, you know, like, I don't want to.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So, yeah, they sit down together, and they look like they're having a good time, which is nice, which, I don't know, just, like... I know that I'm just, like... I don't want to seem cynical, but I do feel like... the concept of, like, high school sweetheart sucks.
Yeah. No.
I mean, there's a difference between dating your high school sweetheart and continuing to date them into your 20s and then ending up with them, which to me is, like, 99% of the time just a disaster and you shouldn't do it.
Yeah.
But then I guess there's a difference between that and meeting up with your high school sweetheart, like, 20 years later and then, like, reconnecting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's fine. I am, like, suspicious of people who just, like, I don't know, date for the same person for fucking forever. Like, the first and last, like, But, I don't know, I feel like reconnecting with someone, that makes sense to me.
Yeah, for sure. It makes sense to me. It's, like, I guess they have a lot to catch up on. I guess it's weird because, like, they've done stuff together before.
Right.
And it's like, it'd be very funny to just be like, oh, that's not what you did when you were 18.
Yeah. Like, I guess that's also the weird thing is you're catching up on, like, you're an entirely different, like, even now, okay, so I'm, like, 23. I'm nearly 24. Well, I'm not nearly 24. I'm 23.
You're an old woman.
I'm an old maiden, yes. I just reached menopause, about to go dig myself a hole in my garden and bury myself and die there. Just go.
You and Samantha are getting hot flashes together.
Yeah. I'm too old, so I'm gonna go fight a wolf, and if the wolf wins, I die. So, yeah, but, like, I feel like I'm an entirely different person than who I was when I was 18.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hugely.
Yeah. Massively. I'm somewhat like, if people met who I was at 18, they'd be like, this is you? And I'd be like, yeah, unfortunately. You know, if we ever get into, like, time travel shenanigans.
Right.
Like, I respect me at 18, but at the same time, I'm like, you can stay there. You can stay in the past.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I am entirely different. I am a completely different person. Like, I think a lot of, like, I was a Democrat when I was growing up, so, like, some things are still the same, but, like, not exactly. Like, I thought I was a woman in high school. I was pretty sure that I was just regular, you know? So.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I still believed I was straight until I was, like, in my early 20s, so.
Yeah.
But
I knew I was gay, but I was just, like, I don't know, more depressed. And I guess now I'm, like, less depressed and also not a virgin. So, like, that's fun.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like, I guess the main thing is, so, like, I mean, I guess maybe speaking as someone who has gone through it, it's like, if you start dating someone in high school and continue dating them into your 20s, so first of all, you change so much. Like, you change monumentally. But the other thing is, like, you often don't really have, like, a real reason to break up other than that you're only still together because it's just, like, that's what you're used to.
Right.
And, like, you think that's what you're supposed to do. So it's not like, oh, this is terrible. But you're also just not happy.
Right.
No. Which
is, like, obviously not what everyone goes through. But I've seen a lot of high school couples go through that.
Yeah.
So
and it's like
it's common.
They don't know that it could be any different because it's the first person you've dated.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
like
that's unfortunate.
A girl I went to school with, like, married her high school boyfriend, and I saw like, I don't speak to her anymore, but I saw some pictures, and, like, she looked really happy and looked really sweet. But yeah, I mean, generally, probably not a great idea. But I don't know. I like being proven wrong sometimes.
Yeah.
I do like being proven wrong. And the thing is, a lot of people also, their high school sweethearts weren't massive assholes. So, like, maybe that's also a thing. So, like, I don't know. For me, it's like, well, it kind of sucks if you only know one thing because you don't realize, oh, wait, people aren't supposed to treat me like this.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but if they're not an asshole, then, I mean, then I guess you don't have that problem.
Yeah,
probably.
David Duchovny seems very nice. Like, you know, his name's Jeremy, but like, at least in my notes, he's always David Duchovny.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think people that like get married to their high school sweethearts, I kind of think about it the same way that like I think about like nuns of like, oh, they are happy, but like they don't know what they're missing out, but they don't want it, I guess. It's fine, but they are missing out, but they don't know it.
I mean, the thing with nuns is like, you can just become a nun like whenever. You can go and like fucking do drugs and then be a nun.
It's true.
So
or
you
can
like
be like,
know what you're missing.
or you can be like my great aunt, may she rest in peace, who became a nun when she was 15 or 16.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof.
Imagine getting married to your high school sweetheart, but it's Jesus.
No, I can't.
It's too much.
Way too much.
It really is.
Have you guys ever, did you have a high school reunion of any kind? Have
Oh,
you ever-
fuck no.
I didn't go to mine, mostly because I live in Ontario now, so, like, I didn't want to fly back. Well, okay, that's a fake, because if I lived in BC, I wouldn't have gone either, but, like, I was like, I'm not flying all the way from Ontario to Vancouver Island to see people that I don't talk to, or, like, so.
Yeah.
I guess, like, they don't really have them here. And, like, if they did, I would rather, like, eat glass.
I went to my 5-year reunion, which was like kind of a good amount of time because like nobody had gotten their shit together in that time. So like you couldn't be like one-upped by anyone, you know? Like, oh, I have moved out of the house, but I have a shitty job. And like, oh, I still live with my parents, but I went to school for teaching and now I'm a teacher.
Yeah, the most you could really do in 5 years is, like, I've got a bachelor's degree now.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not like you're like, oh, I started this, like, massive company and I'm, like, a millionaire now or something.
Right, exactly. My story, my high school reunion story is I had this guy that I had a humongous crush on, like, all of high school. And I went to my high school reunion and I hooked up with him after the reunion.
Nice.
And yes, I was like so proud, and also it was like very not good.
Oh no! Oh, that's so sad.
It's like, oh, well, that's a wrap on that, I guess.
But you got closure on it, I guess. You're like,
Yeah.
you know what? It happened. So that's kind of nice.
Sometimes people are only good looking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
For sure.
But yeah,
wanted to tell that story.
this will be Carrie's story for the episode. Miranda's just like chilling in her apartment, and Robert pops over, and he offers her like charity game tickets.
Yes. I thought that was
And
funny because I hadn't listened to the episode of City Girls where you guys talked about what his job was. So I didn't know that he worked for the Knicks. So when he was like, oh, I have extra tickets to this game. And she's like, oh, great. And he just like hands them to her. And he's like, bye. I thought it was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's kind of random.
I guess like if you won them or something, but you're like, oh, I can't go because I have an obligation. So I figured someone else who likes basketball could have them. Like maybe, but
then he says like, I'll see you there. So I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
So, because she's at first like kind of excited. 'Cause she's like, oh, you like she's getting tickets from him, like as if she's going to go to the game with him. But no, she's going to the game with a friend,
Right, and he will also be there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's working.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I imagine he can't really go to any Knicks games without working at them because like I'm sure it's not like there's like a second doctor. I don't think, but.
Unless they have an away games doctor or something.
Yeah. I mean, they probably have
maybe.
like other medical, like physios and stuff. Like, they probably have like other medical stuff, but yeah.
Yeah.
But if somebody fell down at the game that he was at and he wasn't the doctor, he would still help.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, that's
Yeah.
like when someone has like a heart attack on a plane.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you know that? Did you know that the Knicks is short for Knickerbockers?
Like Glory?
Huh?
Wait, like that's the whole name of the team?
That's the full name of the team. Yeah.
What is a Knickerbocker? Because like a Knickerbocker Glory is like it's like a Sunday over here, but I don't
I've
know
had
what a
that
Knickerbocker
before.
is.
It's a sun. Oh my god! I thought you meant the day of the week. I was like,
No.
No. I don't know what a Knickerbocker is, but I did not know that was their full name, and I hate that. It doesn't say that like on their jerseys.
No,
right? It just says the
no.
Knicks.
I think it says Knicks everywhere, but like the official name is technically the Knickerbockers.
Oh,
the same as
okay.
like the Mets is short for Metropolitans.
Knickerbockers
Yes.
are a form of men's baggy-kneed trousers popular in the early 20th century in the United States, and it was the nickname for the Dutch settlers of New York.
Huh.
Okay, I guess that's where it comes from. What if instead of going by the Knicks, they were like the Bockers?
The Bockers. Well, it's like, because there was that show, like The Hospital with the Nick, which was like very good, underrated.
Huh. I've never heard of that.
I don't know this one.
Oh, it's underrated. Clive Owen's in it, and he like does. It has probably one of the greatest cinematic shots of all time. So, like in the show, he's basically plays like it's like set in like the early 20th century in like a hospital, and he's a doctor, and he's like a heroin addict, like an opium, like old school opium addict, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna get clean. And he's like, oh, okay, I'm going to get clean. Just give me my medication. And he goes to bed, and the camera pans from like him asleep to a bottle that just says cocaine.
All right.
Because it was a fucking medicine. And it's like, oh, he's going to stop doing opium, but he's going to just be fucking injecting cocaine into himself.
Oh my god.
Normal way to do it. That's,
A nice, refreshing cocaine cola.
Exactly. I'm having a Pepsi because I'm sober.
Yeah.
But yeah, we will see more from them.
We're
and
like,
then we go back to
we're
Carrie.
like 4 minutes into the episode.
I know. We need to.
I know.
This will be. Hey, we're tired.
Yes.
I was doing some things last night. Anyway.
There's some stuff we can just breeze through.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
fine.
So, like, Carrie's walking home with David Duchovny. They have a kiss, and Carrie's like, OMG, I can't believe I went on a date.
She does say that, and then they do mention how they spent most of high school when they were dating, kissing, and so they're like, it's weird that we think it's like, oh, should I kiss you or not? Because we've already done it a million times before.
Right.
A kiss, and it's just like, okay. Hopefully they're both better at it. I don't know. I mean, I guess not that everyone's just like bad at kissing in high school.
But I'm
sure lots of people are good.
You
at
might
it,
know more
but-
what you want out of a kiss.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's lots of room to improve.
He also mentions that he's going to be in Connecticut in like a week or something for the month.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although,
Yes.
I don't know, like, I've kissed guys who are, like, fucking 30 and are awful kissers. So, I don't know. I don't think it correlates.
Yeah, some people are just naturals.
Yeah.
Well, I think some people just like figure this is good because it's like awkward to tell somebody that they're bad at it, I think. So like they probably just I don't know, like unless they're like that one episode of Sex and the City where Charlotte was dating that guy who like licked her face.
And he's like, it's my thing.
like yeah, like that's not a thing you have. You're just a freak. But,
So
I don't know.
Sam is walking on the sidewalk and she has a great halter top on.
Yes.
And
it's a very hot day, and she bumps into Jerry Halliwell.
Is
Yeah.
she famous?
She's the Spice Girl.
Oh, okay. I saw it and I was like, I'm supposed to know who this is. Is this a character? Okay.
She's playing
think
someone
that she's
else.
supposed to just be
Yeah.
she's supposed to just be like a friend of Samantha's who has a British accent and Yeah, Samantha's just like dying about how hot it is, and the Jerry is like, oh, well, there's a pool, by my house, and Samantha is like really wants to go, but she can't.
Yep. Mm-hmm. She's not allowed.
It's at the Soho House, which is like a members only club for very rich people. There's one in London, which like I had an acting teacher who was like, you should just hang outside the Soho House because there'll be celebrities there.
Oh, sick.
I've never gone. But like, yeah, it's like a members only like hotel club kind of place.
That is awesome. And I want to go to a pool
It's
so
very
bad.
nice. Yeah, that'd be really fun. I haven't been to one forever. And like a pool like that, people are probably not pissing in very much.
No, rich
Better
people
than
are
most public pools.
disgusting. Rich people are evil.
Do you think rich people don't have to
They
pee?
are disgusting. No, they definitely do. This is why I said less. I do think they still piss in the pool. I just think it's like less than a child would.
Fair. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, she's like, oh, you should go. And Sam's like, okay, cool. Then we see that she's heading off to brunch with the gals, and she sits down, tells them that, like, yeah, it's members only, and she didn't even know about this pool, but it's right by her place.
Yeah.
I think didn't she apply and she's on the wait list
Yeah.
still.
Yeah. Which is unfortunate. 'Cause she's so hot out. And then Carrie just like awkwardly segues into her thing.
Carrie's hair looks really bad in this scene. I'm sorry, but she has like
I don't remember.
She has the like Rachel haircut kind of, and these like really just chunky highlights in like the front, and then the rest are like, it's like her hair is like dirty blonde, but it's like even darker in some spots. It's just really, it's so bad.
I love the 2000s, the early 2000s. It's just a whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like when her hair is like shorter and straighter, like it's a rough look.
Mm-hmm.
It's not her. It's not Carrie.
No, it's not. But yeah, she's telling the girls all this, and Carrie tells them about her date with David Duchovny. And she's like, oh, I can't believe, like, I didn't realize we were going on a date. I thought it was just seeing an old friend, and like, maybe he was the right guy all along, and I was just fucking about for 20 years.
Right?
Yeah, and she says that she broke up with him. What was the reason again? Was it just because she was like, did she have a reason?
I don't remember. I feel like it was like they were going off to college or something.
Yeah, it was something like just like you were in high school. I think she said she thought there would be better stuff out there, like at college.
Oh yeah,
just,
and then she was like, but there wasn't.
Yeah. She says there wasn't. Yeah.
I'm big dumb idiot.
I love that Samantha's reaction is, talk about a homecoming. And and Charlotte is just like staring, and she's just like, you're marrying him.
Yes.
She does. Also, as a Canadian, I still have no idea what the fuck homecoming is, but I do think it's very fun. Like, I still thought her joke was funny, but I'm like, I just don't know what this means. We don't have this.
Oh yeah, you guys don't have it in England either, right?
No, we don't have any. We have like a prom, but that's that's like new. Like
prom wasn't called prom where I went. It was like we literally just had like our grad party, and we had dances, but we never had like a prom dance.
Well, allow me to explain to you all.
Ooh.
Homecoming is a weekend that has a football game and a dance, and it's called homecoming because people like who have graduated the high school and like alums and stuff then come back that weekend as the like. So it's usually in the fall. It's like usually pretty early in the semester. Yeah, but then the dance is just for the high schoolers. The adults do not go to the dance.
No,
that makes sense.
Yes.
That makes sense. Imagine like you have that little to do after graduating that you're like, I'm gonna go back to my high school as an alumnus.
I'm gonna watch high schoolers
and
play football because I don't have a television.
Like, I can imagine maybe doing that for, like, college.
Yeah.
But I feel like people have more pride over, like the college they graduated from, maybe because they chose that instead of like just went there because they lived there or something. I don't know. Lots of reasons, I guess. But doing that for high school is like, do you not have anything else to do that weekend?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's like, what? I don't know. I always thought it was just called homecoming because it's like, it was in like the early start of the like semester.
Yeah.
And yeah, I thought it was that.
No.
But okay, that makes more sense why it's called homecoming.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You learn new things every day.
I'm so glad that I can be an expert in something.
Yeah. Well, I learned something, so it's good. So then we go to Carrie at home writing, and her voiceover says, when it comes to matters of the heart, did we have it right in high school?
No.
No.
Absolutely not. We did not.
No.
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 No, in high school, I thought the way that you told someone that you liked them was to hang out in their group of friends and talk to literally everyone except them. Because if you talk to them, then they would know that you like them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just like psychically tell someone that you like them, like you just radiate energy or something. Like, no. And if I look at a boy, I will blush. Whereas, I mean, like, I'll do that now, but like.
But it's a compliment.
Yeah.
To him.
Yeah.
There's not
When
like.
I was in high school, I also was very the like, oh, you know, if you are dating someone in high school, you just don't see any of your other friends anymore. You just don't have a life outside of that. So it's like, no, in high school, you're fucking stupid.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, you fucking stupid. I thought it would be like, you hold hands. This is what I did. You hold hands in the hallway, and then you're also dating a girl, so everyone calls you slurs, and then you go home and cry.
Yeah. Did we have it right in high school? Maybe. I'm
gonna say no.
They're very much no.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say I thought my school was a lot more progressive than it was.
Woof.
Yeah, I think that kind of, you definitely outgrow that after leaving high school for a while. So
Yeah. So Sam goes to Soho House and she's like, oh, hello, yes, I'm Sam, Samantha Jones, I do PR, blah, 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 blah. I put my name down for a membership. If you head back. And they're like, yeah, no, you're still on the waiting list, but very busy. Yeah. She's like, well, can I use your pool? And they're like, no, it's for members only. So she's like, can I use your fucking bathroom, please? And they're like, okay, fine.
She goes swimming in the sink.
Yeah, she's like, Nicki Minaj voice, look like I'm going for a swim.
I think it's really funny. She's like, do you know who I am? And the concierge is like, no. I don't.
Yeah.
like, no one knows who you are. You don't. I don't.
Like, she's well known in New York, I think, and like she works with famous people, but that doesn't make you famous.
No, definitely not. Like, I know like the casting directors like names and stuff. Like, I know people who like do stuff behind the scenes. I probably wouldn't recognize their faces.
Right.
Also, just saying like, do you know who I am? The answer to that should always be no. Fuck you.
I would love to just be working somewhere and like fucking, I don't know, Ed Sheeran or something comes up and like, do you know who I am? No, I have no fucking idea who you are. I would love to do that.
I saw a tweet the other day that was like, Ginger's always be talking so much. All right, Ed Sheeran, stop talking out loud. And I feel so sorry. Sorry, Gingers.
I mean, yeah.
I would love to bully Ed Sheeran. He deserves it.
He doesn't. I feel like he's got a lot of money and he's very famous, so people have crushes on him that they probably shouldn't have.
No.
I would just like to bully him into making better music, but I don't know if you can fix that. Like,
I think what pisses me off about him is he made like a fucking like village. He bought like a bunch of land and made like his own fucking village. Have you not heard about Ed Sheeran's village?
I have not.
Is this like Akon's town in Africa?
Kind of.
Oh my God.
But it's just for him. So he has like a fucking farmhouse. Well, no, wait. So there's like, let's see. There's about like fucking 5 houses in it. There's a pub. There's a tree house. There's a wildlife pond. Like, there's a gym and a pool. And it's like,
Who lives there?
He lives there. He lives in like a fucking his own
And nobody
cul-de-sac.
else.
Just him.
Oh my God.
Like, just I think him and like his wife and maybe his
How
parents.
delusional do you have to be
Yeah.
to make your own little world?
I don't know, but I will never respect somebody who made like the flesh ketchup bottle.
The what?
I just can't. He like, there's a ketchup, he loves Heinz ketchup so much that there is a ketchup bottle that is like flesh with tattoos on it.
Oh my God.
It's like
And it's-
his tattoos, right?
It's his tattoos. It's Ed Sheeran's skin bottle. And it's horrifying. It's so gross. I just can't. I see it and it's like the least appetizing thing ever. Like, I love ketchup. I think ketchup is great. But I would never eat ketchup again if I could only get it in those bottles.
Okay. Skin bottle is ketchup from a skin bottle is when you jack off too much and you start bleeding from your pee-pee.
No.
That's what that is.
Oh.
It's not ketchup that comes out of a thing that looks like Ed Sheeran's tattoos.
Oh.
I don't like it either.
No. How have you managed to outgross us? Ugh, I don't
That
like
is horrible.
Anyway.
So Samantha's in the bathroom of the Soho house.
Yeah. To the bathroom, hopefully without an Ed Sheeran flesh bottle. And she like the cleaning lady in there is like, oh, did you drop this? And she hands her a membership card. And Samantha's like, yeah, I did. So she uses the card to get out to the
Hell
pool.
yeah.
Okay, what I didn't get was, did she use it the same day with the same reception lady?
There must be some
know.
separate entrance you can just go to the pool with that you don't have to like interact with
I
people.
guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I assumed.
Also, Flesh Ketchup is the name of the porn star that plays the lead in the Pokemon porn.
I knew that's where you were gonna go, and I just like, you know, like good joke. You already know the punchline just before it
Yeah.
happens.
Oh.
I was like,
Photos taken moments before
I'll let you
disaster.
I'll let you take this one.
Yeah.
So this this
Awful.
episode is all about being in high school, except for the prom thing, except for the pool thing, which has nothing to do with high school. But
Well, in high school, you,
Go to
I don't know,
prom.
they make it,
getting into a club.
you have friends
True.
with pools? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Samantha did say she did. Like, I remember there was an episode where Samantha was like, "Yeah, I fucked a guy just because he had a pool."
Oh, I remember. It was
Valid.
Carrie
Yeah.
ties it in because she's like, Samantha thought she was too cool in high school for clubs. So she couldn't understand why she wouldn't be cool enough for this.
Right.
But so then they're eating lunch in the cafeteria, which is a trendy restaurant in Chelsea. Fits
Yeah.
the
God.
theme.
The theme is cafeteria, and yeah, so it's Stanford and Marcus, and we haven't seen Stanford and Marcus in a while. Marcus is his boyfriend; he's very cute, and they're eating together, and then they bump into Anthony and Charlotte.
Yes.
Anthony is so mean to Stanford.
They don't like each other, huh?
It is scathing. It's uncalled for.
Yeah.
Like, I do think it's funny when Anthony is mean to people a lot of the time because, like, I don't know, the delivery is just really funny. But when it's to Stanford, it's like, this man doesn't deserve this. This is just cruel. You're just being bossy baby man. I don't
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah, I don't get it. Like, I feel like they just have them fight because they're like, gay men are bitchy.
Yeah.
Ew, yeah, like I don't know. I guess they kind of make it seem like the two of them obviously are having their own life, like off screen, and they have some beef with each other, which isn't really ever stated.
Well, there was like a thing a while ago when like Charlotte tried to do the like you take the top and the bottom and you put them together like image. And then she like tried to put them together and then Anthony was like, "Are you kidding me? He's bald." And then Stanford went and got a hot boyfriend. And I think Anthony has just resented Stanford ever since Charlotte tried to get them to hook up together.
Yeah.
I was gonna say like I thought they were exes or something, but the vitriol is much too much.
I mean, spoiler alert, they do get married.
Which is wild.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
And Liza Minnelli is there.
Damn.
That is true.
I could not wait.
I do think it's really... I do think it's really funny when Anthony's like, you can't swing your dick in Chelsea without running into someone you know. Like, that's such a way to put it.
Is it like a gay guy you know, or is it just like someone you know? Either way.
Good question.
I can't swing my dick in Chelsea at all, so...
No.
This is a great point. Same. And Stanford's just like, we're on our way to get Texas for the prom, which is a big fundraiser for the LGBT Center, and I'm on the decorations committee, and he's like excited about it, and it's really cute. And Anthony's just so rude. He's like, what's the theme? Queer and queerer? Like, just...
Yeah.
It's like...
Take that,
It's
you're
a
gay.
gay prom, dude. Yeah, you're gay too.
Gay people using queer as a slur at each other. Like, it's a lot. And Charlotte is, like, so visibly uncomfortable about this, because he keeps going, like, because Stanford's like, you know, like, I didn't go to the prom when I was in high school, and Anthony's like, what, because you were gay? And he's like, no, because I was something else. And
he was like, because my girlfriend and I broke up.
And he just keeps...
the night before. Because you were gay.
Yeah.
And he's like, you're gay. And Stanford's like, yeah, I know.
Yeah, I just introduced you to my boyfriend.
Like, that's...
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and it's so mean. But they, like, they leave. And Charlotte's like, why are you like this?
Yeah.
And then Anthony pulls out this thing where he's like, well, I happen to know that Marcus used to be a gay escort, and Charlotte doesn't believe him, but he keeps going on about how this is, like, for some reason, just so important to know.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't understand.
It's proof that he's had gay sex with men.
Yeah.
So
proof of this.
I mean, I feel like you can probably gather that from the fact that he is a gay man, dating another gay man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess the whole thing is like, it's very like shaming Marcus being a sex worker in the past.
Yeah.
Which is not cool, obviously. And who fucking cares?
It was also so long ago. Like, it doesn't matter if it was like just before Stanford and Anthony started dating, or Stanford and Marcus started dating or something. But it was like back in like 92 or something like that. Like, it was a long time ago too. It's like, who cares?
Yeah.
But Anthony's just like, I have his ad.
Which, why do you have like this fucking like old porno mag? Like, okay.
What is that,
Don't
Honcho
know,
magazine or something?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, he acts like it'll be an automatic breakup thing, where he's like, I know his secret. He, like, as if like it wouldn't be just like, I know something about him, and then like if Stanford were to find out, he would be like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird, and it's like, I know his secret. Like, fucking shut up, dude. Also, if you know that, like, why are you telling people? Like, it's none of your business. It's not your relationship. Who gives a shit? It's not like he's doing it now, and you think like he might not have told Stanford. In which case, you know, but no, it doesn't mean shit.
Doesn't concern you.
Fuck off, dude. No, at all.
Also, of course, we learned that Charlotte was prom queen when she went to prom.
Yes, of course.
Of course she was.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Miranda and Charlotte are looking at this ad, and they're, like, courtside at the Knicks.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got great tickets.
Amazing.
And they're Yeah, Charlotte shows it to Miranda, and Miranda's like, does Stanford know about this? Because maybe if he doesn't know, we shouldn't be just talking about this in Madison Square Garden.
Very good point. I've seen a lot of paparazzi photos of people at courtside seats.
Yeah, and I guess he gave it to Charlotte. Like, he gave her the
Yeah, did he make
flyer?
a photocopy for himself?
Why did she keep it? Yeah, I don't know. Why does she still have it on her? Like,
why is Anthony
does she
why is he so fucking pressed about this? What is going, like, stop getting in other people's business.
Yeah, and Charlotte should just drop it at this point. Like, who cares? Like, this doesn't concern her at all. It doesn't concern Miranda. Like,
it's just like juicy gossip.
I feel like has Miranda and Stanford ever interacted with each other? They're like the Legolas and Frodo of Sex and the City. Like, they just, I don't know if they've ever talked before.
No. I don't think they even have.
But so then, so since they're at the Knicks game, they also talk about Robert, and Charlotte's kind of just like, yeah, well, I mean, these seats are amazing. Like, obviously he likes you. They're just too good to be casual. And, but like, he also probably just only gets good seats. Like, it's not like he gets fucking like nosebleeds.
No.
For being
He probably
like,
gets the like extra courtside seats so that it's always full.
Yeah, true.
Like if they haven't sold the ticket yet.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And this is when the cheerleaders come out, and Robert's like, he does like extremely stare at them, but like, I get it, because they look good. But he also goes, woo!
He's just, I mean, they're dancing,
well,
like it's fun to watch. It's not like he should like be looking away or something.
I mean, that's like the whole point of a cheerleader is like that they're fun, and then you watch them, and like, we have fun.
Yeah. I guess what kind of makes Miranda uncomfortable is that he seems to mostly be looking at like the head cheerleader, which I mean, I feel like most people are doing that when there's cheerleading because they're like the focus, but like he's mostly looking at her and then like kind of like making eye contact, like it's like as if it's like flirty or something, but she's extremely just projecting.
It does, like, I think the camera angles make it look like she's looking at him, and she literally sticks her tongue out every shot of her there is.
I mean, mood.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's kind of uncomfortable watching this, and Charlotte also tells us that she was a cheerleader in high school, which, okay, great, like, we figured, but, imagine peaking in high school couldn't be me.
But to be fair, so they're like, she's like, we never did that to like what the cheerleaders are doing on the in their performance, because it's a lot of shaking their butts basically. But they do, they are adults,
they're adults.
But like, they're also introduced as the Knicks like halftime dancers. Like, they're not even cheerleaders, they're like dancers. So like, they're dancing around a lot because that's what they do.
They're not doing any, like, cheer stunts or anything. Like, they're not...
Yeah, they're also extremely clothed.
Yeah.
Like, they're wearing, like, pants and, like, shirts that maybe have a bit of a midriff or something. But they're not, like, wearing, like, really small cheerleading outfits or anything like that.
Yeah, exactly.
No, and, like, okay, maybe he's looking at them. Also, they're not dating. They haven't kissed yet. They've just been flirting. So, like...
Yeah.
She doesn't have any grounds to stand on.
Yeah, I guess her thought is like, oh, he likes someone else, and he just invited me here as a friend or something.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't know, I feel, okay, if he goes to the Knicks games every single time they play at home, and they're still not, like, he's still not dating the head cheerleader person, head dancer person, pretty sure they're probably not going to be at any point. Like,
there's also just like,
I don't know.
There's no overlap. Like, if he was like making eyes, or like if he'd introduced or like invited like someone else, like Miranda's age, or like another like career woman or whatever, then it would be like, oh, okay, maybe I have some competition. But like a guy that like is the age that Robert and Miranda are, if he likes one of these dancer women who like seem to be in their 20s, then he's not going to be interested in Miranda, or vice versa. Like, it's not like she's going to get pushed out by this like younger woman. I feel like like 21-year-old like dancers do not have the same thing to offer that like your neighbor who has a child and a professional career and a graduate degree. Like,
yeah. And is like the same age as you and the same like current like career, you know, like the same kind of just life setup basically as you. But yeah, Miranda's kind of just like after the game is over, Charlotte encourages her to talk to Robert, and she's just like, I don't know, because he starts talking to the head cheerleader person, and then they hug, which, you know, is overtly sexual, because hugging is really horny, and it's too much for Miranda. So she's like, no, it's okay. I'll just talk to him later.
It's like, you've never hugged like a family member or something before?
I mean, it's a hug. Like, he didn't make out. Like, if he made out with her, you're like, okay, cool.
Peace.
Like, no go.
It's not like he hugs her and grabs her ass or something like that. Yeah.
So Carrie, David comes to like Carrie's place. David Duchovny. I don't know him well enough to call him by his first name. David Duchovny is at Carrie's place, and they're making out. So like they never went all the way.
Right.
Yeah, I do love that Carrie says, I think we should go all the way. Yeah.
She like totally regresses when she's around him. Like, I know that she was like being flirty and stuff because, you know, she likes him and stuff, but I feel like the first scene that they're together, she's legitimately acting like she's 4 years old. Like, she's like, hi.
Yeah, she's acting like a teenager. She's like, baby.
Yeah. So she's like slowly growing up into being a high schooler here.
Yeah. And he's like, oh, okay, I would like to, but there's something I need to tell you. And he says that he's in like a mental hospital, a mental health like rehab center. It looks very swanky. Like, it's basically like a rehab center, but for mental health in general. Obviously, Carrie is calling it an asylum, as if it's fucking Arkham, and he's sharing a room with the Joker.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's like, I don't know, he's being very open, very honest. He doesn't really say, like, exactly why he's there, but we know he's also been through a divorce recently. Yeah. And, like, there's a million reasons why you might need to, like, take a mental break from the world, and which is entirely reasonable.
I feel like they really, like, play it down. Like, they were trying to make it, like, oh, like, Carrie's new beau is, like, crazy, but they play it down so much that it's like he might have just been like going through a lot of stress. Like, he might literally like not have a mental illness at all. Like, the way that they talk about it, the way that he talks about it.
You kind of get that vibe. Like, he's just, he just needs some time off. Like, he needs some time away. He says some stuff, I think, about how like he pretty much had like a sort of breakdown. And yeah, that might have been due to like stress from work and stress from the divorce and everything. But he seems just very chill and very honest. I mean, so like last night I was with a guy, and he was like, I told him that I had BPD, and he was like, well, you're also the sanest girl I've ever dated. So that's cool.
Okay.
He was like, you just seem very fine. So that's like, so I mean, I guess it does happen. Like, I have like I'm very chill to date most of the time. So I mean, yeah, maybe he does, but like if he needs to be in a center, one would imagine he either needs just a break from life, or he has something that needs like a lot more care and attention.
Like, I think it would have been really cool if he had. I mean, I guess if they had tried to give him like a legitimate like diagnosis, they probably would have messed it up. But like, I feel like it would have been cool if he had said like that he had some specific thing, as opposed to it just making it seem like he needed to take a sabbatical from life.
Yeah.
But
no, I agree.
Yeah.
Like, with anything where they depict mental illness, I'd rather, in an ideal world, they say what it is and it's handled like realistically.
Yeah.
But yeah, they downplay it a lot, and like, oh, see, he's not crazy.
Right.
He's fine.
Right. Like, it would be as if it would be bad if he was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They try to approach it from both sides, which is like, I feel like the kind of the most annoying way to approach anything, where it's like, well, we want to present both angles of it. One, which is that he's a very normal person who, like, you know, most people who are mentally ill are very normal people, like, you know. But then they also present it from the angle where, like, it's not like they ever punish Carrie for consistently, like, she doesn't respect it, like, at all.
No.
Like, the most she says is like, oh, well, he might be my future boyfriend when he gets out, like, later, so I should, you know, maybe tone it down a bit. And it's like, that's, I don't know. Like, they never make it seem like she's really a bad person for saying all these things about, you know, him being locked up or him being, like, I don't know, all the ways she phrases it, where it's, like, she very ableist.
Yeah, it's extremely.
Yeah. So in the next scene, she says, I wanted a man who could commit, not a man who was committed.
Ugh. Yeah. I mean, it's not just like, okay, well, he has, you know, yeah, it's a different to me in real life being like, I have a diagnosed mental illness, but as long as I'm not showing symptoms, I'm just like, regular. As long as I'm not having like an episode, in which case I have support systems in place to deal with it. It's like far different to him just being like, yeah, I just like needed some time off, and Carrie be like, he's good, he's a cannibal who eats people.
Right.
Yeah, it's a lot. But yeah, we're at the pool, which that's where she says the thing about, she mentions that it's not a mental institution, it's actually a therapeutic community. Called Juno Spears, which Samantha recognizes. She's like, oh, that's a really good one. I have clients who go there. Like, that's a great place. And they're like, how come I've never heard about it? And Samantha's like, because I'm good at my job. Like, why would she tell you that? Like, why would she be like, I have gossip. This celebrity who I do PR for is, you know, it's like, not only would she have to be bad at her job, she'd have to be like catastrophically bad at her job to just tell people personal details about
medical details at a certain level too. Like,
yeah,
literally the exact thing she's hired to do is not let it get out that her client is in some way.
Yeah, because people are shitty, like Carrie. And they're all just being kind of shitty about the whole thing, about like, oh, he seems so great, but it turns out his brain doesn't, you know, function 100% the way that it's supposed to or something. Which, like, I don't know,
like
I hate it.
Every episode of Sex and the City with like a new guy, it's like, oh, this guy's great. Oh no, he's broken. Like he has this thing wrong with him. And it's like, everybody has something.
Yeah.
Just like, there's definitely deal breakers where it's like, that's awful. You would never date this person. And different people have different deal breakers. But like, I mean, I guess the real deal breaker in this one isn't, it's kind of like you just started reconnecting with this person and then they're going to be gone for like maybe 8 months to a year. Somewhere where you can't really see them constantly. So that's really hard to build a relationship with them. But that's the barrier here, not anything else.
No. I mean, yeah, there's definitely, I think it's the issue with Sex and the City in general. Maybe it's more of the earlier seasons where I feel like there was a lot of like, oh, I met this guy and he's perfect, but he's a really bad kisser. Or I met this guy and he's perfect, but he talks with his mouth full. And it's like, okay, like, it's not ideal, but like, if everything else is perfect, like, presumably you can work around it. And no, I guess, like, no. I don't know. Yeah, this is something where it's like, okay, yeah, it's like he's broken, like he's a little doll or something. And like, oh no, he's perfect, but he's slightly imperfect.
A manufacturer's imperfection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it just, like, could never work if you have someone like Carrie who, like, is talking this much behind his back about things that, like, she wouldn't say these things to his face about how she feels about it. Like, it's just such a wild level of disrespect.
But that's Carrie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is Carrie.
Disrespect is her middle name.
Yep.
Yeah, so
This is where
we're at the
Stanford makes a
pool,
comment.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, Stanford is like, well, it's nice that Marcus and I know everything there is to know about each other, and then he just immediately dives into the pool and swims away, giving him a chance to talk about the thing.
And, like, he's not even fucking, like, 3 feet away from them, and Charlotte's like, well, he doesn't know everything. And obviously the rest, and, like, Miranda's like, oh, fuck. And the rest of the girls are like, well, okay, clearly you know something, what's the tea? And she's like, oh, well, you know, she shows them the thing.
They, like, pass it down the line to each of them.
Yeah, it's like it's a note in high school. Do you get it? Mm-hmm. And then obviously Stanford hears, because they're like, OMG, Marcus? Is this Marcus?
Yeah, and Stanford did like one lap of the pool. He like swam to one end and back and then pops up and is like, oh, you're saying the name Marcus?
He's not even doing length, he's doing like widths. Like he's not
he's
far
like doing
away
one
at
flip
all.
Underwater and he's coming back.
He's doing a handstand. He's pushing off the wall like Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And he's like, what's going on? And they're like, nothing. And he's like, all right, show me. And they go down the line and so like, I got it. And I think they like give it to him. And then Samantha's like, I got it from Carrie. And Carrie's like, I got it from Miranda. And Miranda's like, I got it from Charlotte. And Charlotte's like, I got it from Anthony.
Yeah,
but
so
she's
stupid.
like, but I told him that you were in love. So that makes it okay.
For me to gossip behind your back.
God, like, just own up to it and be like, I'm sorry, but I thought that, like, you should know or something like that. I don't know. Like, just don't try to pass it off like, oh, I was, you know, just gossiping while you were 5 feet away.
I thought you could hold your
me.
breath for longer. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. And Stanford's just like, well, this is news to me. Like, the thing about Stanford in this episode is it doesn't really have to do with Marcus doing sex work. It's entirely to him, which is like what it should be. The entire thing is, this is something that you never told me about.
Yeah.
Like, you just kind of left this out and never mentioned it. Like, you didn't want me to know about it. Like, it was a secret. The thing is, it was a long time before they started dating.
I mean, I haven't told my current partner that, like, when I was in high school, I worked at McDonald's. That's true.
Yeah. There's so many things that's just like, there's no way you can recount your entire history or like that you should do that. Like,
no, and like
some things are just a long time ago and I don't know.
And if it's something that Marcus is sensitive about, which it seems like he is, then obviously, like, if they've been dating, it seems like they've been dating for a long time, like they moved in together and everything. It feels like it's something that should come up. But I don't blame him.
That's what I was going to say. Like, it's definitely understandable that this isn't something that he would, like, come right out the gate with. And, like, it isn't totally insignificant. Like, it should be, but I could see how it wouldn't be to some people. So, like, if that's something he wanted to wait a while before he told someone, I get that, but...
Yeah. It's like, it's not like there's really a time where it's just, like, gonna come up organically either. It's not like, I don't know, like, I don't know. I mean, I guess it is, like, something that was probably somewhat formative to him as a person, but, like, I don't know. It's not really that important. From, like, to Stanford, it shouldn't be, at least. So, but...
So he's obviously, like, a little bit upset over this, and he goes away, I think. He leaves, and, like, someone working at the pool comes over to the girls, and they're like, excuse, and he's British, so he's like, excuse me, are you Annabelle? Which is the name that Samantha had, like, pretended to be. And she's like, well, yes, I am. And he's like, funny, because she's meant to be in London right now. And she's like, oh, yeah, well, I came back early. And he's like, and she's British?
Like I said, I came back early. I'm Annabelle.
Well.
I changed my accent mid-sentence. It's so bad. It's so bad.
You sound like Peppa Pig.
Oh my god. And he's like, also, I happen to know that she's from the same place that I am. So she should have the same type of accent that I do. And
I was raised in India.
She's like, well, I don't know what to tell you.
She said she was raised in India.
Oh.
India.
India. Yes.
Yeah, and he's also like, and I also know that Annabelle left her membership card in the card in the bathroom and was trying to find it. And she's like, well, I found it.
And then she's just like, Jesus.
And meanwhile, all the girls just get up and start packing their stuff and just
they're like,
leave
we're
behind Samantha.
We're not going to get away with
their
this.
way out.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. I mean, even I'm doing a British accent now.
Yeah, she's like, yes, I'm Annabelle. And they're like, Annabelle is British. She's like, yes, I'm Annabelle. Like I said. It's very fake.
It's so funny. Yep. And then we cut later to Miranda, who is in the mailroom of their like the post room of their apartment building or whatever. And she runs into Robert, and he was like, "Oh, I was hoping to see you after the game the other day." And she's like, "Yeah, I was gonna say hi, but you were talking to the cheerleader." And she just asks outright, like, "Do you like her?" And this is again very high school. He's like, "No, I like someone else." You. Like, I thought that was obvious.
It's you.
Yeah. And like it's like, it's you. And they're at like the lockers. Well, it's like a mail room, but it looks like lockers. And they kiss, and it's really cute. And then like an old lady comes down, and they're like, "Sorry, Mrs. Whatever the fuck," and they like back away. It's cute. Very cute.
And she doesn't seem amused by it at all. Like, she's not like, "Oh, young love." She's just like, "I want to get my mail."
Yeah.
To be fair, I would be the same as her if I just walked into my like room to get my fucking mail and there were just two people like making out there. I'd be like, "Oh God, is this gonna happen every time I come to get my mail now?"
True.
And then I would never want to get my mail.
Yeah. I think if we like move, but I'm also, I don't know, like I saw like a cute couple, like, and I was like, oh. And I mean, me about myself, whenever I'm dating someone, I'm like, oh my God, I bet I look so fucking adorable.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I get it. She's old and cranky.
Then Miranda and is his name Robert? Yeah. Miranda and Robert are, oh wait, we skipped something. Never mind. Sorry. They do.
They do fuck though, and that's the end of the episode.
And she's like throwing her hair around like the dancers were doing. And I was like, oh.
Yeah.
She does do that, and he's just on top of her, just plowing.
No, she's on top,
Well, she's on top of him, and she's like riding him like
no titties
cowbell.
because she's wearing a bra.
God.
Yeah.
She is wearing a bra, because that's a normal thing to do when you're,
especially when
having
it's
sex. You leave the bra
it's like a foam,
leave some mystery,
like a padded one with a wire and stuff. It's comfortable.
Yeah. I mean,
it's comfortable and good, and I love to get my bra really sweaty.
I mean, you can leave the bra on if it's
but like they're in bed.
But yeah, take it off. You're in bed.
I don't know if you're having sex and the titties.
What else are they
what's
for?
The point? I mean, like, if you don't have titties, I guess that's the point. But like, if you have titties and they're not out, what's the point?
I'm shelf conscious.
That's just my 2 cents.
I like to wear a t-shirt when I'm
like
on
when you go swimming.
T-shirt. Yeah, exactly. Like a fat kid at a swimming pool. I'm there in a white t-shirt, and I'm like, this is hiding everything.
To each their own. You can wear as much or as little clothing as you want.
Yeah,
this is true. You can do that.
But speaking of fucking, David Duchovny goes over to Carrie's place. Ugh. And he like gives her marbles, and he's like, in case I lose mine.
Yeah. It's so dumb. But then he's just like, I don't want to lie to you. I'm going through a lot of heavy stuff. And he mentions that he could be in therapy for a really long time. And like at this point it seems like he's only supposed to be at the therapeutic clinic for like
Yeah, he's like, I want to fast track it. Like I'm doing mental health speed run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mental health speed run, yes. What does he say? Like, he's like, I don't want to be the nutcase you dated in high school. And she's like, what about my high school boyfriend? He's the best kisser ever. I was really hoping she was going to be like, what about my high school boyfriend who's the best nut ever? Or something. But
Oh my god. No.
she doesn't say that, though.
No. But yeah, so they're like, so then they fuck.
Yes.
And
They do fuck.
They fuck, and then that's when we get Miranda
Yes.
and Robert fucking. Stanford is at Carrie's in the morning, and he's like, he says, you know, it's not that Marcus was doing sex work, it's that he kept it from him, and he's just like, he's not sure if he can trust him. Apparently, he did like the escorting jobs to pay his way through dance school. Which I'm like, yeah, you do. You fucking dance, buddy. You dance.
Yeah. It's
And-
good shit.
yeah.
I love Marcus.
I love Marcus too. I wish he married Marcus. Anyway,
I know.
they're broken up, and Stanford invites Carrie to this like prom
He's on the
because he has
decorating
to
committee.
go, and he's like, "You're my best friend." He's on the decorating committee.
Gotta go. Yeah.
So Carrie,
and
Carrie visits David Duchovny. She's like, he's
Yep.
gonna be my boyfriend.
She's like, this place is like actually like kind of nice. Like it's like relaxing. Like it's like a vacation spot. It is
Yeah.
really nice.
it is very nice. Like, it's very like calm. They're just sitting out in the grass having like a picnic.
And then a guy runs out yelling feces and has to be restrained. It's like, oh
Yeah.
no, this place is for crazies.
It's for crazies. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very like, yeah, they had to do that. Like, then the people who come out and catch
Yeah.
him are like wearing the
Yeah.
white coats, and it's very like, oh god, I really just, yeah.
Mm.
And Carrie's like, you're the sanest person here.
No.
Like, that's not an appropriate thing to say, but okay.
Maybe not when you're in an actual like rehab
She also-
center. Probably not.
Yeah.
When she was talking to Stanford
Probably not.
about it, she said, it's New York. Everybody's insane. Like, I know that she meant... I don't think that she meant what she said. Like, I think if she said, like, we all
Yeah.
struggle with
Yeah.
stuff sometimes,
No.
sure. But, like, I think she kind of meant it in, like, this place is going to drive you crazy. City never sleeps.
It's
Yeah,
quirky.
quirky.
Mental illness is quirky. He's a manic manic pixie dream boy.
Then they're
Yeah.
at their
Yeah.
nice picnic, and he says
Uh,
he might have to be there for 8 to 10 months instead of 4, 5 weeks.
Mhm.
yeah, and so they break up, and her voiceover is like, ironically, it
Uh-huh.
was the sanest breakup
Just-
I ever had. Like,
Wah, wah. Yeah.
I mean, you dated Mr. Big for like forever, and I mean, he's not diagnosed, but he's clearly like emotionally
Right.
terrible to you. So
It's-
I don't know, like, just because like this person is actually like diagnosed with something doesn't mean that the other people you
Right.
also dated didn't also
If Mr.
have
Big doesn't have
Like,
issues,
Yeah.
I
don't know.
have 6 legs.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's like I don't
No.
think it's necessarily ironic. It's like he has a mental health issue and he's dealing with it like a grown up,
Yeah.
like he's going to the doctor as he should. So yeah,
Yeah.
of course it's
Yeah,
going
it's
to
like
be
the
a
opposite of
reasonable
ironic.
breakup,
Like,
as opposed to him. Yeah, it's like, no, that makes perfect sense. I mean, I don't know, I just sort of like got flashbacks to when she dated that guy
Oh,
who was in
God.
AA.
Oh God, yeah.
And he was like, and she was like, he's an alcoholic. Like,
doesn't she make a
okay.
joke like she's like, I wish I was an alcoholic or like something
Yeah.
like that?
She
Yeah.
sure
So,
does.
she's not
yeah.
the best.
Yo, silly Carrie. Yeah.
No. Not at all.
So they break up, and then we go to prom, and Stanford and Carrie are awarded prom queen and queen. I'm sorry, but if you attend fucking LGBT prom and you are a cis straight woman, you don't get to win prom queen. I'm sorry.
No.
I guess because
you
she's
don't
Stanford's
get to win
date,
prom queen. But
No.
like the prom king and queen
They
don't
can be
have
totally-
to be dates, right?
yeah.
Like they don't have to be together.
It's very nice.
Yeah.
Also, the person that crowns them, the person that announces them, is Lady Bunny? Yeah. I was
Bunny.
like, holy
Yeah.
shit. Okay. Lady Bunny just coming in for a 10-second cameo.
Yeah.
It's the same. I was like, Lady Bunny? Okay. And she is there for like 10 seconds and then goes away.
Yep. And then Stanford and Carrie dance, and then this is where Carrie again. She's like, "Well, you know, I'm happy to be here, back with the normal people," and she like makes a joke about David Duchovny again, and I think this is where she's like, "Well, I shouldn't make fun of him because you know, in 8 to 10 months I could be dating him again."
Yeah, you shouldn't make fun of him because he doesn't deserve to be made fun of.
No.
Yeah.
He, like, hasn't done a single, like, shitty thing to her. And she's like,
crazy.
Oh, I'm gonna make fun of him. When, like, fucking guys who have, like, emotionally fucking manipulated her and treated her like shit. She's like, but I love him.
Cheat on my boyfriend with him.
Yeah. I would love to see her make fun of Big. Like, I would love to see her be extremely petty and make fun of Big in the stupidest ways. Like, his suits are so stupid. And I hate his stupid hair and his dumb cigars. He looks like a fucking cartoon character.
Yeah.
Like, I'd love to see something like that.
Yeah. Oh, it's so stupid. It's so, like, I might be dating him again, like, when his mental illness is cured.
Making no effort to contact him between then and now, but when he's better.
No, it's like, I'm going to be here for a while. And she's not like, okay, well, maybe we can, like, write to each other. And, you know, if you're ready for it, when you're out, we could get dinner again. She's like, fuck it. We'll forget that ever fucking happened.
Bye.
Yeah. Well, in 8 to 10 months, the series will be over. So she knows that she's already gonna have a different end game by then. We don't know yet who, but we know that, you know, the clock
could have been grandfathered in. That would have been a great final episode. It's just like, he comes out and he's like, Carrie, I'm back. And I'm normal. And I always was.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm never talking to Mr. Big ever again. And that's the end of the series. They joke, and then Marcus comes over to them when they're dancing, and he's just apologizing to Stanford, like, I just didn't tell you because it was part of my past. And then Stanford makes kind of a rude remark, which is, I already have an escort. Which, okay, don't like that. But Marcus kind of keeps going and just apologizing because he's like, look, I wasn't trying to hurt you or anything. It was just so far in the past. Like, Carrie decides to go get some punch, and then Stanford and Marcus make up.
Before she leaves, though, Marcus is like, I think also dancing with Anthony, like, trying to, like, is so close to her that, like, Carrie's face gets, like, squished by the two of them. It looks really funny.
It's very good. And so when Stanford accepts the apology, they start dancing, and then he's just like, okay, but you didn't sleep with that little bitchy pine nut Anthony, did you? Like, why would he sleep with Anthony? Like, it's not like every gay man in New York has just slept with every other gay man in New York, but...
Hey, you know, you can't swing your dick in Chelsea.
Wait, what?
Without, you know...
That is true.
Wait.
Without hitting another dick.
You're telling me that every single gay man has slept with each other?
It seems like that is mostly true. Although Marcus says no, he never slept with Anthony, and he never would. Because
even though they're
Anthony
both
is
gay.
mean. Even though they're both gay. Yeah.
Huh. Are you sure about that? That's weird. Anyway, yeah, the episode's over.
Yeah, Carrie's like watching them dance, and her voiceover's like, anything is possible in New York. Okay. I don't know what just happened that was so incredible.
Yeah.
But, okay. So, that's the episode.
Yeah.
Shall we do our rankings?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to go first, Val, since you're our guest?
Sure. I honestly, Samantha is my top this week because she is resourceful and scrappy and quick on her feet, and her accent was terrible. And I like that even though her accent was called out, she was like, I can make this work.
She kept doing it.
Let me try one more
It
time.
was so good.
Yeah.
And then Miranda, because I mean, we all get insecure sometimes when we think the guy we like somebody prettier or cooler or better at shaking their butt or whatever. And you know, she's got that broad during sex representation that we all need. I absolutely respect that actresses do that because it's totally unrealistic, but like, I don't care.
Yeah.
All it says to me is that like, oh, the actress didn't want to show her boobies.
Good.
And I'm
they
like,
don't have to.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Especially since like it kind of seems like in the show, like we know that she has before, but it's not like there's a precedent where she has to or anything.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Then
No.
Charlotte, because she passed around that Honcho magazine ad. But, you know, she didn't think that Anthony would see because he was underwater. So,
Stanford, yeah.
I mean, Stanford. Stanford.
Mhm.
And
Oh,
then
you mean
Carrie's last
Stanford,
because she
yeah.
learned nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, my order's exactly the same. I do also just want to add that for like Samantha, I really just appreciate posing as a rich person and using her benefits for your own self and for your friends, spreading the pool joy to your 4 other friends and just getting them in. I just think that's neat.
And she buys drinks, but she uses cash.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's so that she doesn't have her credit card, like, show that it's not Annabelle, but, like, she could, like, put it on Annabelle's tab or something.
That would be very funny if she
That would be
did.
great.
But yeah,
would be
but no,
amazing.
she is frauding. I don't think it's really fraud, but she's like pretending to be this rich person, but like doing it respectfully.
Yeah.
So,
Just getting the part that she couldn't get herself. Pool access.
So that's rankings this week. Yours were the same, right, Alex?
Yeah, I would think so, definitely.
Yeah.
Like,
Carrie sucked ass again.
She fucking sucked. Everyone else had their own, like, stuff. But yeah, Samantha was definitely the top.
This was the week, I think, where I was like, Carrie has been knocking it out of the park for like, there's been maybe 4 episodes in a row or something when Carrie has actually been like at the top of our list. And so I knew she had to fucking drop the ball at some point. I just didn't think it'd be this bad.
I'm sure, like, when this show came out, like, this episode was kind of relatable to a lot of people, but to me, to us nowadays, it's like,
I
what
do
are you
like that we got
doing,
to see David
Carrie?
Duchovny.
Yes.
It is kind of unfortunate that some of his
He looked
roles are just like, I mean, aside from like the X-Files, I'm just thinking about like him being in this and him being in Twin Peaks, like they really, he could have had different roles. And it's not his fault that the roles were like that, I guess, but like the writers could do differently.
Yeah.
I guess.
He definitely also, like, could have made worse acting choices to make him, like, seem more crazy or something.
For sure. Yeah.
I mean, he was good in Zoolander.
He was. Zoolander is just unironically one of my favorite movies of all time. So I do think constantly about the fucking, but why male models? And just how that was improvised. Like, are you serious, Derek? Anyway, I love David. He's very good. Yeah, we actually don't have any questions this week, so we can go right into the Patreon. If you want to donate to the Patreon, you could go to patreon.com/citygirlsmakedo. That's the URL that you got to go to. And you can give us $1 a month to get a special Discord role, to get the bonus content like our Keanu podcast and the Mommy Mailbag. The most recent Keanu podcast was about The Matrix, and it was fucking good. It is really good. We enjoyed it a lot. We haven't decided 100% about this month yet, I think, but that'll be coming out in June sometime. You also get access to the secret Looker and Nanu Discord channel with pictures of them that are exclusive, and they're very cute. So join our Discord if you're not in the Discord yet. At the $5 level, you get all that, plus you can get an even specialer Discord role. You get a shout out on the podcast every week, and you can submit stuff for Steve Voice if you want. So we haven't gotten a Steve Voice in a while. Like, people got to submit those. I need to read something dumb.
Let her read.
Let me read. At the $10 level, you get everything from before, plus an even specialer Discord role, plus you get to listen to us record live every week if you'd like. And that also like includes the Keanu podcast, because we just do that. So our $5 and up donors are Alex Schaup, Summer Geist, Jennifer Snyder, Matt Ribeiro, Jess Ayalachi, Siberian Pine Hardwood. Thank you guys so much. We really appreciate it. We love you.
We love you.
We love everybody who listens to our podcast. Thank you so much.
You're our favorite.
You're welcome.
Yay. Do you have anything you want to plug, Val?
I do. So my Twitter is flightcub. So it's flightcub with a second B. The second B stands for Twitter.
Good.
And I have a special announcement. This is going to be City Girls Make Do exclusive announcement until the next time I announce it. My partner Alec and I have teamed up to make a new podcast about Elementary, my favorite television show. Yes.
Oh,
hell yeah!
You kept like hinting that you were starting a new podcast, and I didn't know it was
Summer
about.
made
That's so exciting.
Just made the podcast art.
I do love. Oh my god! Has it been posted?
Yeah. No.
Oh, yeah,
No, we haven't done anything official.
That's
we haven't
so
posted
good.
anything official yet, but yes.
I do love that.
It's called LMNOP.
Oh wait, what's it called?
LMNOP.
I love that. I do love that. Like half the time when you're on HKIP, Elementary is your light bringer. It's really good.
I'm so excited.
Everything I know about Elementary is pretty much from you. And the one episode I've seen.
You're about to know a lot more if you listen to this.
Hell yeah.
Extremely good. I love that.
Yay.
Hell yeah. Is that gonna be coming out in the next few weeks?
Yeah, so I was waiting for the Noisepace website got imported over to a different something.
Yeah.
Yes. I should know more about this, but I don't.
But this is Matt's job to know about. So I was waiting for that, but yeah, I'm gonna talk to Matt this week about what do I have to do that?
Hell yes.
Because we got a couple episodes in the bin.
Ooh.
No, that sounds like we threw them out in the
in the can.
In the tank.
In the can. Yes.
Can. Hell yeah. Yeah, Noisepace.xyz, by the way, has been completely moved, and they've really revamped what the website looks like. So check it out if you haven't been to it yet. If you're in any Discord server with Matt, you probably have seen him link to it at some point. But check it out. It looks really good. There's new podcasts on it, and I love to just look at the Noisepace front page and look at all the podcast art, because there's so many good podcasts with good art.
Oh yeah.
Including our own. Yeah. That's where we're hosted. Thank you, Matt of the show. We love you. Especially me.
Thanks, Matt.
Thank you, Matt. Well, yeah, especially you. But I mean, I like him too.
It's just a different kind of love.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's different. But yeah, find us on noisepace.xyz. Find us on Twitter and Tumblr at citygirlsmakedo. Send us questions at Tumblr, on our Tumblr for next episode, so we can have something to read. And if you want to find me online, you can find me on Twitter at Age of Oddish and on Tumblr at Windfall Island.
And you can find me on Twitter, Alex the Virgo. and Tumblr at Dork Phoenix, although I haven't been at either of those places very often. I'm busy.
You're valid. We are all busy. It is, despite quarantine, everything is a lot.
Yes.
So, well, thank you so much for guesting, Val.
Thank you for having me.
Hell yeah. And as we say every time, just like a massive fuck every cop.
Big
foam hand for basketball game, middle
fuck
finger.
cops.
Fuck cops.
Cab. If you're a cop, can you do me a favor? Quit. You can just not do that.
Quit your job.
Period.
And if you're not gonna quit, stick your dick and balls, if you have a dick and balls, into a paper shredder and explode them. Because fuck you, because they're not a single one is good, and they should all be gone and abolished, and that's the official stance of Seagulls Make Two. Anyway.
Cops don't matter, but Black lives do.
Yes.
Obviously, this is a
Something else
Mowing
that matters?
hay.
Hay matters,
Mowing hay.
and Black lives overwhelmingly matter. And
Overwhelmingly.
Miss Keanu,
For serious, Black
square
Lives
on the
Matter.
lips.
yes, for serious. For big, I mean, obviously, for serious. Black Lives Matter. Mohe every day. Fuck
every day.
cops. Kiss Keanu square on the lips. Support.
And so long and good night.
So long, good night. Black trans lives matter too, bitch.
They do. Yeah.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
I always have to say bye at the end of recordings.